OD,
What's good, guys? It's your
baby.
boy Omar OD, aka The Omar Show, and welcome back to another episode of ODTV. You know what it is, man. So today we got another one. I just want to remind you guys that social media is not real life. All right, so stop comparing yourselves. Just a reminder to kind of focus on what you got going on, man. No matter how small or how big it is, focus on what you got going on. As long as you're making the steps forward, that's all that matters. Even if they're just tiny steps, it's still steps forward. And that's the message I try to preach to the people around me. Like, progress is progress. Whether it's small, whether it's big, it's still progress and it'll compound. I promise you, it'll compound. Keep on it. Keep trying to learn from your mistakes. And I'm telling you, this life is a long life. It's a long life, but it's a short one at the same time. But still, be patient with yourselves. And a lot could change in a year, man. So just remember that a lot could change in a year. Trust me, 365 days, if you stay focused, you could turn it all the way around. So don't let social media kind of trick you out of that. You might be on your feed and you might be seeing people living the life, people talking about they're making tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, and they're talking about money like it's nothing. Like, don't worry, man. Keep hustling. I'm sure you'll get to where you need to go. That's their story. Your story may be the same. Like, if you keep hustling, you know what I mean? And you could either use that as inspiration, or you could use that as just entertainment. Keep it as just entertainment. But just remember, like, you don't know their situation. You don't know what they had to do to get there. And I don't say that as if they were working super hard. Some of them probably are working super hard, but other times there might be more to the story than you know, and than what you realize and what you're willing to do. So, like, just focus on what you got going on in the capacity that you're getting to it. And I promise you, things will change for you. You know what I mean? So don't be on anybody else's time clock and stop comparing yourselves. Again, comparison is the thief of joy. All right, so let's get straight into it. I think this first clip is going to be talking about social media comparison in terms of love. So let's see what she's got to say. But I got a couple more clips for you guys. All right, so stay tuned.
Y'all gotta stop letting social media teach you what love looks like. Because let's really talk about it.
For real.
A lot of y'all have no identity outside of this app. Everything y'all see becomes suddenly what you desire.
It's
1 minute
true.
is soft girl era, and the next minute is city girl. Like, who are you for real when this?
I've noticed since social media has become the bigger it gets, it's like the more herd mentality we have. Everybody's just like one hive mind in terms of opinions, in terms of the way they look, all that. You notice you can really tell when somebody's really consuming too much social media. You know what I mean? And from the way they talk to the way they dress, and they just look like carbon copies of themselves, in my opinion. So stuff like that, it's just weird, the hive mentality of it. So yeah, let's continue.
phone turns off. Because this app really has people living through aesthetics instead of the reality of life. Y'all see a 15-second clip of someone getting flowers, a Chanel bag, vacation pics, matching watches, date nights, and instantly start questioning your entire life. Meanwhile, you have no idea what's happening behind closed doors. You don't even know if that man cheats. You don't even know if she cries every night. You don't even know if they're even into each other.
You don't know the arrangement they have, basically. Like, you're seeing, and a lot of couples are like this. I remember I was talking to my girl about this the other day, where she was telling me about this couple. They're pranking each other, and they're basically giving each other relationship report cards. And the guy was like gun ho about the relationship, and he was excited and all that stuff. And the girl was just not impressed. She's giving him on it's a relationship report card, mind you. So it's for that week or that past week, and she was giving him C after C after C. I think she gave him one B plus. But then I'm like, yo, that is a dangerous precedent to set. Because I get this may be for social media, but we got to realize we don't know how they are behind closed doors. Like, a lot of the times I do see couples who are like this outwardly and try to play like this. So it's a weird dynamic. And I think it's so disrespectful to the relationship, and especially the man in the relationship as well, where girls seem so unimpressed by the man they're with and all that stuff. And anything he does, they're just always rolling their eyes. It's like, it's playful banter, don't get me wrong, but what's the precedent it sets? What's the message it sends to people around you? You're disrespecting your relationship, so why do you expect anybody else around you to respect your relationship? You really need to be cognizant of how you come across in public, especially when you are in relationships and when you're dealing with matters of the heart, because when it comes to this type of stuff, the way you present yourself to the world is how the world treats you, not necessarily how you act behind closed doors. So be cognizant of that. And again, like she said, like, these situations you see online, they may seem perfect. Remember, they're only 15 seconds. You don't know, again, an arrangement. Like, there's stuff like sugar daddy culture is very alive and well in 2026, unfortunately. So that other culture that goes alongside that is very alive, you know what I mean? And you don't know what these people online are doing to get that. Dubai girls, yacht girls, all that stuff, you know? So all these things, like you don't know what they're doing to get that money, to be in that relationship, to enjoy those lavish things. You don't know the trade-off. All right. So let's get back into it.
Even into each other for real. You don't even know if they're equally yoked. You don't even know if peace even exists in that relationship. But just because it looks good online, people idolize it. And that's scary. And let's go deeper. Social media has literally trained this generation to confuse attention with love. If someone posts you, that means love. If someone buys something expensive, that means love. If someone is obsessed with you, that means love. No. Because some of the most toxic relationships look the best online. Stay with me. Half of this generation is
I don't, but that's and one of the things she said to me is like a slippery slope, because it has to have some nuance to it. Like, I get obsession, definitely, like, don't confuse attention with love, that type of stuff, but you still want your partner to be into you. All right. So don't feel like, especially for the guys out there, because I see like guys take this usually the wrong way. And when I do have these conversations with women and stuff like that, they always let me know, like, a lot of time these guys play it too cool, too cool for school, and they act like they're not into you, and when they really are, because the moment the girl's like, all right, I'm done and I'm trying to leave, and she's all the way checked out, these guys want to change their mind last second and want to be all about her and stuff like that. So realize, like, it's okay to be into your partner. You know what I mean? It's okay to have that healthy balance of being into your partner, showing the attention she deserves, and her showing, make sure she shows you attention too, my guy. It's not just a one-way street. If you're always giving, 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 not to say you have to be keeping score or nothing like that, but you got to be cognizant of, is she giving back to you? And it doesn't always have to be monetary. It doesn't have to be in gifts. It doesn't have to be in sex. It could just be in attention. It could be in those special moments. Does she want to be around you when you talk about something that you're lacking outside of material things? Or there's, whether it's you're having a hard time with organization or something in your life, is she there to help and kind of fill in that gap? And are you doing the same for her? So it's about being aware and present within your relationship. And all of that is about being present in your relationship. You don't know these seemingly perfect relationships, you don't even know if they respect each other. For me, one thing I know, we grow up as men, we're visual creatures. So we grow up, we're very into girls we like visually, but you need to realize, like, that girl you like visually, is she a good person at heart? Does she have a good personality, or does she have the personality of a rock? Like, is she just boring? No person. She's always at the parties, but like when it comes to talking and carrying a conversation with her, can you hold a conversation with her? Can she hold a conversation with you? Things like that. Like, you got to be cognizant of, is she somebody you respect outside of her just looking good? Is it somebody you respect? So when you're not around her, is it somebody you respect enough to be like, all right, I'm gonna behave myself, man. Like, I know this girl might be showing me eyes, or this girl's trying to talk to me, or this girl's asking my name, what's my number? Because it does happen. You go out, and again, 2026, girls do come up to you if you're in the right settings and you look the right way, and they ask you for your number. They ask you to give them, they're looking for special attention from you. Do you respect your girl enough when you're away from her to be like, yo, nah, I'm not going for it? And to be telling this girl, yo, I am taken, and not sorry, I'm accounted for. Thank you so much for your interest, but I'm gonna keep it pushing. You know what I mean? And yeah, so just make sure you're not only with somebody you're attracted to, but somebody you respect as well. Somebody with a good personality and somebody you respect as well. All right, let's get back to this before I ramble even more.
performing relationships instead of actually building them. Everything is for validation now. The comments, the reposts, the aesthetic, the couple content, the goals. And honestly, that pressure is ruining people mentally, because now people don't even date naturally anymore. Everybody is subconsciously comparing their real life to edited moments on a screen. And that's why so many people feel behind. That's why so many women feel undesirable. That's why so many men feel pressure to perform financially. That's why nobody knows how to genuinely connect anymore without trying to impress each other first. And the craziest part, some of y'all don't even want the relationship. You want the image of it. The Bible says in Romans 12:2, do
Some of you guys want the image of a relation. It's so true. That is a bar, man. Some people, like, just the way they behave in relationships, you can tell, like, yo, bro, not even bro and my girl, you know what I mean? Not my girl, but I'm saying, I'm talking to the girl on the other end of the screen. It's like, you want that image and you just want to be accounted for. It's almost like you want to show people, yes, somebody wants me. And it's like, you can't, that's a bad reason to get into a relationship. You know what I mean? If you're in a relationship for those type of reasons, get out of it, because that's not solid reasons or a solid base to stand on. Because once you get attention from somebody else and somebody else shows that they want you, you're off to the next best thing. Like, again, the grass isn't greener over there. The grass is greener where you water it. You know what I mean? So some people who are just attracted to attention, or even people who just aren't used to attention, when they get into these relationships because of that, because it's the first person who shows them attention, it gets you into sticky situations, because the next best thing that shows you attention, you're going to go for, and you're built on fugazi grounding. You know what I mean? So, like, you got to be cognizant of that. And just when you're in a relationship, you got to want it because you want it. You want to love somebody, you're into them, you're all about them, and it's somebody you respect, somebody you're attracted to, and it's somebody who treats you right. You know, you don't just put up with anything. All right. Over here, girls and guys, we don't just put up with anything. We get treated right over here, and that doesn't always have to be monetary. That means they treat you right and they round you out fully. So personality wise, like, flipping, they attend to your needs whenever you get to whenever you need something, they get to it. You know what I mean? Like, they just have your back. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. So yeah, let's get back to it.
Conform to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And honestly, that scripture is needed more now than ever, because this world.
Let's go back and hear that scripture.
But be transformed. Bible says in Romans 12:2, do not conform to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And honestly, that scripture is needed more now than ever, because this world would literally train you to chase validation, lust, money, attention, and aesthetics, while your actual soul is starving. Social media is not real life, point blank, period. Everybody posts a highlight. Nobody posts the betrayal, the confusion, the anxiety, the emptiness that they feel behind the app. And a lot of people need to unplug long enough to actually figure out who they are without outside influence telling them what's valuable every 5 seconds. Because if social media disappeared tomorrow, some people will genuinely not know who they are. And that's a problem. And remember, God does not miss.
Woo! She killed that. She killed that. She killed that. She killed that. Yeah, man, you better know yourself out here, man, because social media will tell you who you are. And that's not the most times, that's not the best thing. You know what I mean? So really know yourself, get the time to take time to know yourself, take time to be alone with your own thoughts, whether it's you're going to work out and you just disconnect and you're just working out and you're going through the paces, or you just get lost in your hobbies, whatever they are outside of social media. You get to find yourself that way. But the thing is, you always want to take the time to get to know yourself better so nobody could tell you about yourself, yo. I always say that, okay? So that was the first one. First one there. Again, don't let social media dictate your love life. Don't be chasing validation. Validation is crazy, a crazy thing to chase out here. And yeah, so let's get to the next one. Okay, so here's the next clip. Social media is an illusion. Let's see what he has to say.
Do not believe anything you see on social media. And I'll tell you why. It's fake. It's an illusion. The people that you think are happy, they're not happy. Those couples that you see on social media that look like your couple goals, they're fighting more than you are with your boyfriend, your girlfriend. They're going through more. They're more miserable than you. The girls you see on social media that have the body you wish for, you dream for, the BBL, the fake body, that plastic surgery body that you like, oh my God, I want to look like her. She's more miserable and insecure than you. That guy that pretends he's rich, he's not rich. He's a brokey. He's showing off his friends' fucking shit. Everything is fake on social media, but it's so easy to show and manipulate the viewer from the outside. I promise you, don't worry about social media. Live your life. Live in the moment.
It's true. That was a great message he had over there. Like, literally, it's an illusion. This is all contrived. You know what I mean? Like, people are putting across an image. You should take social media as entertainment and entertainment only. All right. So again, comparison is the thief of joy. A lot of these times, like I was saying it at the beginning of the stream, a lot of times people, you don't know how these people are living. You know, they may put across a type of lifestyle, but you don't know. They might be wearing their boys' jewelry. They might be wearing their boys' clothes. She might be wearing her girl's clothes, her girl's jewelry. You know what I mean? She might be getting paid for whatever she's doing, if you get what I'm saying. and you don't get like in terms of these relationships, you don't know the dynamics. In terms of the lifestyle, you don't know what's going on. Behind that camera, it might just be a TV on a lunch table. And that's it for furniture. In terms of that room there, and that might be the only room they have furnished in the whole thing. You don't know in terms of the money, you don't know where that money came from. You don't know what they're doing for that money. They may be on the dark side doing crazy stuff. You know what I mean? Crazy might be breaking the law to make that money, doing things that you're not willing to do to make that money. So stop comparing yourself. Get it the way you want to get it. I say always have a strategy for how you're going about things and go and do it. In my opinion, I just want to reiterate this because sometimes I have to tell this to some of my friends where it's like, yo, like your freedom is priceless, guy. Don't ever put a money or a dollar amount on your freedom. Whenever you're hustling, there is always a better way. You don't have to go towards that type of stuff. So don't let social media pressure you into a lifestyle you can't upkeep, or you got to do crazy means to upkeep. Don't let social media let you go down that rabbit hole and ruin your life over an image. And I'm telling you, like social media will have people out here afraid to take the bus. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Like these are resources you could use to get yourselves ahead, especially if you're on hard times. Like don't ever be too ashamed to live an affordable life by your means, if you get what I mean, or even under your means. Don't ever feel embarrassed to do that. All right. So I just want to say that social media is an illusion. Let's move on to the next clip. This will be our last clip for the day. And yeah, hope you guys are liking this so far. I love doing this for y'all. Be sure to subscribe, like, comment, do that hype thingy everybody's always talking about. And yeah, all right, let's go.
Social media is not a real place. Like, I don't know why y'all steady idolizing these people's lives that y'all do not know just because they have a lot of followers on Instagram, or just because they always post it up at somebody's restaurant or somebody's hookah lounge.
Yo, I gotta pause these. I'm sorry, I pause a lot just because I may lose the thought, so that's why I try to put my input into these things, because I am a creator at the end of the day, and I don't just like to press play and sit and watch. I like to put my input. So when she's talking about that, like, yeah, like again, in terms of followers and like counts and numbers and stuff like that, yo, I find myself getting caught in this stuff too. I got to be transparent with y'all, but like I do it as a means to see the growth. I'm not trying to compare it to other people. I just want to see if what I'm doing is resonating. So that's all I use numbers for. I don't watch them too tough. So right now, I'll tell you, right now I'm on my YouTube journey. My views aren't anything. My views aren't shit right now. And instead of me focusing on the numbers, the strategy is to just focus on output. Focus on things that are inside your control. I could make a crazy number of videos. I'm in control of that. But in terms of who watches them, I can't control that. I just got to make sure I'm putting out the best product I could put out every single time. And if not, then I'm learning from every repetition. I heavily believe in perfection through repetition, and that's just how we're going to get to it. But again, social media is not real. Stop idolizing these people. Stop idolizing their lives, because we just don't know what they're going through or the situation they're in. So let's continue.
Always drip down in designer from head to toe. Y'all, I promise you, these people are living regular lives behind closed doors and behind that screen. Okay? Like, they're fighting for their lives. They're living paycheck to paycheck just like everybody else. I promise you. And some of them
and I don't mean to deem it, because I think it's like, again, if you're putting across a lifestyle and promoting a lifestyle that you don't actually live, yes, that is pretty wrong, pretty immoral. I'm not going to lie. But I don't want to demonize people for having nice things. I don't want to demonize people for saving up, getting nice things. Say if it's a car you always wanted and you work at No Frills, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to demonize you for saving up, getting that car you wanted, as long as you're able to afford it and take care of it. You know what I mean? So just because we see you riding around with it, you shouldn't be shamed for that. My thing is when you start preaching to other people like, yo, look at me, I'm shitting on you, like your life ain't nowhere near as good as mine. That's when, or when you're taking flights all over the world and you're just like, these people can't touch me and da-da-da-da, not knowing that you got a heavy discount on flights around the world and you're not paying the prices everybody else is paying and stuff like that. Or you're not. And again, you see that a lot too. Like you're touching all these countries and you don't know you're being sponsored. That's a girl who's being sponsored and flown around for a certain type of reason, if you get what I mean. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You know that lifestyle. So yeah, like that's when it becomes wrong. When you're starting to show others like, yo, this is the standard you have to live up to. Um, this is the standard you have to live up to as well. And it's when you start saying that, that's when you're in the wrong there. So I don't want to demonize people for getting nice things. If you are able to afford those nice things and you want those nice things, get it. But when the problem is when you start showing off and you start showing that as a standard for other people to strive to be like, especially if you're not getting it by any kind of truthful means. You get what I mean? So yeah, let's go. Let's continue with this. You get what I'm saying.
Scam and steal to get it. And that ain't what you want, I promise. So if you feel like you behind in life, or you not where you supposed to be, or you could be doing a lot more, I promise you, you are exactly where God wants you to be at right now.
Yep.
Keep grinding, keep working hard for what you want, but don't idolize the next person's life, especially when you don't even know what's going on behind the scenes. Your time is going to come.
Trust.
You will know why God made you wait. But instead of doing that idolization and wishing that you was in somebody else's shoes, just continue to clap for others, because I promise you, your turn is on the way, baby.
There's a lot that she said there that we could break down, man. Like, really give yourself that patience and time, man, to build up. Like, just because their life is panning out a certain way doesn't mean your life is going to pan out the same way. Like, keep working. A lot could change in a year. I just want to overemphasize that. Hard work over the course of 365 days could change the course of your life. And I'm just going to tell you that right now. And that part about continue to clap for others, yes, continue to support your peoples, continue, and whatever endeavors they're going through, try and support them in the capacity you can support them in, but always make sure you're focusing on your stuff and you're working in the background. Because again, little steps forward are still steps forward and they compound. All right. So at any point in your journey, you could hit that compounding place and you're out of here. All right. So keep hustling. Don't let social media get you down. Don't let the comparison drag you back into a lifestyle you don't want to be a part of, or make you be a part of a lifestyle that you don't want to be a part of. And yeah, again, you don't know what these people are going through. So focus on yourself and I'm sure you'll get to where you need to be. All right. So we're going to end it there. Yeah, I hope you guys learned something. I hope we dropped some gems in this one and I hope you guys enjoyed it. All right. So till next time, please like, subscribe, comment. Your boy needs it. And yo, the journey goes on. You know, the show must go on. And I will be out here doing my thing. So please, if you want me to be a part of your day, I'm happy to be a part of your day. Let me be a part of your day. All right. Hope you have a great day out there, no matter what time it is, whether it's night, morning, lunchtime, whatever. You know what I mean? Do it up. Be yourself. Get it out here authentically. Don't be afraid to be your authentic self, and really be willing to do the work, because it does pay off. Again, 365 days of hard work could really change the course of your life. And even if it takes a bit longer, keep pushing, man. Keep pushing. As long as you have a strategy, you're winning, bro. All right. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.